I did and it failed. So we went back to just normal cricket and the technique, but some elements still stays the same. You still want to hit the ball hard and out of the inner ring because the ball doesn't really ping off the bat or out of the outfield. So you still have to hit the ball nice and hard. So that element stays a little bit there, but your technique becomes a little bit more tighter, and you can't just be using your hands and just swing across the line. So yeah, a little bit more technically correct, if I can explain it like that, then just being free and to able to give yourself room and do other things.
Thank you. Heinrich, if you look at yesterday's match and today's match, there were a lot of similarities. Pitch was playing similarly. It was, a low-scoring strategic match, just like yesterday. It's still T20, right? And if you listen to a lot of the pundits and the fans, there are a lot of people saying, attack earlier. The one
স্মুথ শেভিং এর জন্য শুধুমাত্র কুল, নাথিং এলস.
big exception to all of the innings was Quinton's today. If you look at the two matches together, other than Naseem Shah at the end in the last over yesterday, he had the highest strike rate, right? He had 18 off 11 balls, he had 3 boundaries. So that was the most sort of attacking knocks that we saw in the past couple of days. And yes, he got out for 18. But how important was it for your opener to put an aggressive, decent score early on the board? How much, even though you were batting first, knowing you were looking at probably a low score, how much did that help?
Yeah, definitely. But I think there's only 2 ways you can go about it in the power play. It's either try to survive and build up the innings to, let's say, the 12 over with wickets in hand and see what you can do, or you've got to go extremely hard, and that's what Quinton wanted to do today. That was his game plan for the previous game as well, to go extremely hard in the power play, because it's already difficult to get the ball out of the inner ring. So it's better to hit it up in the air and find some space in the outfield. So unfortunately, he got a ball that kept low, because otherwise that ball would have also kept on travelling into the third tier today. He was hitting it nice and sweetly. So yeah, you can go hard at it, or you have to get your or keep your wickets in hand. So only 2 ways, and he got us to a good start, but then we lost a couple of wickets that put us right back, exactly like the other games as well. Yeah, it's a big change. You see he scores there 200 and well, it was a month and a half ago we were part of a score that's 270, played 260, so it's well off, but it's part of the game. You still have to win the game, so the smarter teams and the way the guys have to bat, we have to adapt. Doesn't look like the sub or the Caribbean wickets are too much better, so we have to play smart cricket and use our cricket brain a little bit more. It's still good cricket. For the cricket lovers that's out there, obviously if you have to showcase it to the world and sell it, I don't think it's a great selling product, but for cricket it's tight competition. It brings the other teams and the high teams very close to each other, so the game is open to any team that wins, and that's the basics of cricket very well. So for us it's very nerve-wracking, because every game becomes a really big game. There's no easy games for us, especially in our group. So it's still good, entertaining cricket. Everyone is on the edge of their seat, and any team can beat any team on the day on this field. We had some experience in Australia in that Perth, the Optus Stadium, of the similar outfield that just doesn't really release off or the ball release off the bat and from the inner ring. So we had that in mind, that it's not going to be easy to hit your boundaries. So we went back to experience like that, but the wicket also made it really difficult, especially against the slower bowlers. The moment there was a little bit more pace, you can still hit the ball out. So we had some sort of an idea what we wanted to do, but we knew if we can get to 120, it's a good score. Yes, I think David showed us the previous game how to bat on this wicket, and it's almost a similar way that we bat in the middle order in a one-day game. So our mindset is not even close to T20 cricket. You just want to get in and find a way to bat a runner ball, and we know you 1 or 2 hits away just for going over a runner ball strike rate. So India and Pakistan yesterday, even 2 great teams, they struggle to get to 120. So that just means that we have to change our mindset completely. You can't just stand there and just smack it all over the park. So we had more or less of a one-day mindset today, as myself and David in the middle, and that seemed to be working. And then the last 3 overs we looked to take the game on a little bit more T20 style.